We talked about the Paldea gym leaders, but what about the other kind of gym leaders of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Team Star? Yeah, to continue that Pokemon-Digimon fusion that this channel is becoming, I'm going to give all of Team Star their own Digimon partner and evolution lines. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video, and if it's not welcome back, really? Just subscribe, man, please. So yeah, Team Star, they are kind of the secondary set of not gym leaders exactly, but combative team in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet for the Starfall Street storyline. And something a little bit interesting about them is they all share a version of Reveroom, or the Starmobile. But I didn't really want to limit them to all having to have the exact same Digimon on their team to match up with the Starmobile. So let's just say for that sake that they all have a Digibeetle, then we're not as restricted to having to give all of them a mechanical Digimon, though I may do some mechanical Digimon for some of them. And yes, it also goes without saying that we could give them all Starmon, Starmons, etc. But I'd really rather go off their personality and Pokemon teams than just giving them all stars. Okay, cool, thanks, let's carry on. And we begin with Giacomo, the Dark-type member of Team Star, but I am starting off by giving him a Cutemon. This is honestly because kind of DJ or music-themed Digimon are a little bit few and far between, and I like the headphones that Cutemon has. It matches up with Giacomo nicely. But also, mild spoilers, references the backstory of Team Star and how they're not inherently evil at all. They're kind of posited to be almost like the Team Rocket of this game, but really they are more like gym leaders, misunderstood kids. So I like Giacomo having this innocent, cutesy little rookie. But that doesn't last long, as the champion will be Musiamon. This is to line up with the Pawniard he has on his initial team, but also hinting more at that darkness and dark typing that Giacomo has. Although another champion that I think would be fun is Decadramon. I know a lot of people aren't happy that Decadramon is a champion. I kind of agree with you, but Decadramon would be good as a reference to his rematch team Crocodile. Then the ultimate is going to be Karatenmon. It continues some of those Blade vibes of the Pawniard evolution line, but also specifically the Honchkrow that Giacomo has on his rematch team. And then finally it will become Gaiumon, to specifically reference the King Gambit on his rematch team, also his dark typing. And I think if you look at this as a full evolution line, Cutemon through Musiamon to Karatenmon and finally Gaiumon, it actually feels like a nice thematic line, maybe Cutemon aside. Then we move over to Mela, the fire-type all-rounder. And yeah, there's not really any Digimon, I think, that matches up to Charcadet. We've got Ghostmon, we've got Demimeramon, who's an in-training. There's a bunch of random fire types, but not really a little Mega Man rookie stage Digimon. Charcadet is so important to Mela's character, but I just couldn't think of anything. Maybe I've missed something, let me know if you think I have. But I'm gonna go with Coronamon. It has some of those smaller, diminutive, fiery vibes that Charcadet has. We are missing the night elements, but I think ultimately is kind of the best fit. This will then go to Meramon. I just think Meramon is such an obvious pick here. With Mela's fiery aesthetic to her design, I think Meramon matches very nicely to that. And, you know, fiery humanoid kind of matches up to Charcadet and the Armor Rouge that she has on her rematch team. Also, you know, Mela, Mera, they basically sound the same, especially in Japanese. Bit of an outlier here, but I'm going to have Flaremon as the ultimate because she has an Arcanine on her rematch team, and it ties a little bit back into Coronamon. We're kind of jumping about between having lion elements in this evolution line and not. I will also say if you wanted to keep more lion elements in this evolution line, Lynxmon would have been pretty cool for the champion too, but I just prefer Meramon for that Armor Rouge and Charcadet reference. And then the Mega will be Ancient Volcamon. It's a big fiery guy, and he's a big volcano, which, you know, works. Also matches up nicely to the Colossal she has on her rematch team, and even the Torkoal that she has on the base team. It's literally just Torkoal and Reveroom. I can kind of see how Ancient Volcamon is somewhere between those two. Atticus gives us a lot more to work with. He specializes in the poison type, he's a ninja, he likes fashion and old-fashioned things, so I'm going to give him the Rookie of Junkmon. It's a general mechanical Digimon, which kind of lines up to the Starmobile, but also if you squint, you can kind of see it as a reference to Atticus's Skuntank. Then the champion will be Raremon. It is big and toxic. I love it. Aligns very nicely with Atticus's Muck, and yeah, just feels super poison type to me. Then the ultimate, obviously Raremon would be fantastic. It's like a more metallic-y Raremon in many ways, but I think Dagomon could also be interesting, kind of being similar to Dragalge that Atticus has. But I don't want to lose Atticus's ninja elements, and I want to find something that's a little bit different to what we gave to Giacomo, so I'm gonna make Atticus's ultimate Fumamon, the recently revealed alternate Gamamon evolution that we're not gonna see in Ghost game. Wah wah. Fumamon gives us those ninja vibes, not necessarily poison vibes, but you know, I can kind of see it. However, we will remedy that by making the Mega Venom Myotismon. Yes, while Venom and Poison are two different things, in media they are very closely aligned and often confused for each other. If you want a really easy way to know the difference between Venom and Poison, venomous and poisonous, if something is venomous, it bites you and you die, and if something is poisonous, you bite it and it dies. But, you know, Venom, Poison, they can definitely be synonymous. And I just think Venom Myotismon really fits Atticus' vibe. They would look really cool together as like a team in a video game. Like a Digimon Masters? Wait. Moving over to our fairy type member of Team Star, we have Ortega, and I've given him the Rookie of Salamon. It's a little dog Digimon, which is nice for a reference to his dash bun, but also Salamon is very commonly found as the rookie of a lot of angelic and fairy adjacent Digimon. It would not seem weird if a Salamon became, for example, Fairymon or Kazemon. And yeah, Kazemon, the JP name being Fairymon, would be a really obvious champion for him, but I'm actually going to go with Shortmon, the shortcake Digimon. I think it resembles Ortega a little bit more, and also adds that food side that we get from Dash Bun. Hell, I could even say it has similar proportions to Ortega's Wigglytuff, though that might be a bit of a stretch. Then for the ultimate, we're going to go with Piccolomon. I am never going to seriously call that Picklemon, you can't make me Digimon. Just as a general fairy reference, I feel like it's the most fairy looking Digimon, aside from, like I say, Fairymon itself. And then I think the Mega is going to be Marine Angemon. It's a really good evo of Pickle Rick, and it also adds those marine elements of Pokemon like Azumarill that Ortega has too. Then is my favorite Team Star member, Eri. She specializes in the fighting type, is an athlete, has some wrestler vibes going on. There's a lot I like about her. And so for her rookie, I'm going to give her Monmon because she has quite a lot of monkeys or apes on her teams, like Persimmon, Annihilape, etc. But I wanted to reference her fighting spirit, so her Monmon is going to become Kinkakumon, which, yes, remarkably is a champion. Always thought Kinkakumon was like an ultimate, but nope, champion. I just feel like these two women fighters would get on really well. Then for the ultimate, I struggled. I wanted to maybe do some monkey references. For example, Gokumon could work, tying back in again to her Persimmon and her Annihilape, but I ended up settling on Rebellymon because I like that Rebellymon is kind of masked similar to Eri, and because I did want to use it for Mela because of its fire pattern on its wheel, but I just didn't think it matched her well enough. Yes, I've not really gone hard on giving all of them mechanical and vehicle-based Digimon, but I just think Rebellymon for Eri is really fun. And that does tee us up for the Mega to be Heavy Leomon, which I just love for Eri. Alongside this big mechanical, drilling, fighting, super powerful punching Heavy Leomon, Eri would fit in just nicely. So that's kind of all of the main members of Team Star, but there is one more, and this is spoilers for the end of the Starfall Street storyline of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, so look away now if you haven't already been spoiled on that. Cassiopeia, aka Penny, the leader of Team Star, who has some interesting elements to her team because they're all evolutions. The Eevee focus to her team is really funny when trying to come up with a Digimon partner for Penny, because changeable evolution is kind of the thing of all Digimon. Eevee going to a bunch of different types is just what any Digimon can basically do, except Digimon can also de-Digivolve. So the idea I settled on is giving Penny one basic rookie and then a bunch of armor Digivolutions. This kind of matching up being the closest thematic link to Stone evolution in Pokemon, but also back in the video where I gave Paldea gym leaders their own Pokemon, I used armor Digimon as a kind of reference / reinterpolation of the Terrestrial phenomenon. As every gym leader gets a terrestrialization, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit special, and so I used armor Digimon there. So I think that connects back in a nice way, especially because Penny does also use terrestrialization. So I'm gonna give her a Patamon. Now this is not the most Eevee looking Digimon, don't get me wrong, but it is something of a mascot for the franchise and one that people are very familiar with outside of Agumon and Gabumon. Patamon I think is a lot of people's favorites. Then I'm just gonna give it a bunch of armor Digivolutions, one for every Digi-Egg. Though I'm not gonna give it the ones that specifically Patamon has because, well, we have a whole series about how I don't like a lot of the armor Digivolutions. So the Courage armor Digivolution is going to be Bormon. Yeah, there's really no Courage armor Digivolution that looks like Flareon, but Bormon's closest, I guess. For the Friendship evolution, it's going to be Togemogumon. Nice quadrupedal electric type Digimon. Yep, that works for me. Swanmon for the Love Digivolution. There's not really a love type in Pokemon anyway, so this is just a fun freebie. Shurimon for the Sincerity Evo. Again, there's nothing that really really matches Leafeon, but Shurimon's really cool. I think Penny and Shurimon could vibe together. Also, if you consider her friends, Atticus has the ninja theme, so maybe her Shurimon could be referencing Atticus. Bormon could be referencing Torkoal, I guess, on Mela's team. Anyway, the knowledge armor is going to be Honeybeamon. It's a cute little guy. I think it would fit in with Penny perfectly. The reliability armor is going to be Submarimon, just not really any matches up to Vaporeon, I don't think. Depthmon could also work, I suppose. Nefertimon for the light armor, it's the most cat-like one we've got, and Eevee's evolutions are all somewhere between a cat and a dog, so that works for me. And then that brings us to the Hope armor evolution, which is going to be Pegasusmon. But there's actually another reason why I chose Armor Digivolution, and that is specifically the Hope armor Digi-Eggs, because they are all based on constellations, and also kind of Greek myth. Pegasus, the constellation, and Cassiopeia, the constellation, are very near to each other in the night sky. Subjectively, I guess. How close can stars that are light years apart actually be, but you know what I'm saying. Pegasusmon in particular is very constellation themed, with all of its attacks being based on stars and constellations and things like that. Just works out really nicely, I think, for Cassiopeia, aka Penny, to have such a constellation themed Digimon on her team. Then her kindness armor can be Buchimon, because I guess that's the closest to Sylveon we have in Armor Digivolution. And yeah, sure, Rhinomon and Rapidmon Gold too. She's the leader, she can have Gold in Armor Digivolution, why not? So that is it, the partner Digimon that I would give to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's Team Star. I think there's some really fun picks here, especially when we're going towards Penny and things like that. I know, another Armor Digivolution pick from Karn, but what you gonna do? It's fun. But of course my picks are far from objective, so let me know your ideas in the comments down below, but don't be a dick about it. Huge shout outs to my sovereigns, ZDK14, Jamon, and oh my god, It's Elementary has become our third sovereign. Woo! That is incredibly cool of you, It's Elementary, thank you so much. We got 3 sovereigns now. If we get one more, I'm gonna have to give you all sovereign Digimon names, and then if we get a 5th, Fang Longmon, and if we get 6, I guess I'm gonna have to start naming you after the ruinous ones from Scarlet and Violet. Anyway, check out the video below me because it's one that YouTube knows you will love from my channel, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye!